time ago.
God damn it. Fucking just started.
It is started. Why are you yelling so goddamn much?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Fucking all of this. Every single piece of it. Yes. Just fucking yes. Blackjack, you weren't a believer. Why weren't you a believer?
Whoa. Hold on. Whoa.
Believer. Praise this man. Where's his fucking carpet?
What do you mean I wasn't a believer? What the fuck are you talking about?
Where's his carpet? Get this guy a carpet. Yeah.
Listen. I was a believer the second Zack Ryder won the Intercontinental title.
Bro, he won clean. Yeah.
I said it the second he got booked as the babyface. I was like, yep.
Oh god, I have fucking tears in my eyes. Oh shit. Oh man. Oh, we live?
Yes, you dumbass. Dude, you wanted us to go live for so fucking long. You know what the best part is? That motherfucker was scrambling for his leg, and the count was already
Yo.
The count was already at 2.
Oh my god, I'm in fucking tears, bro. Oh, the guy is still celebrating. Yo, he's milking the fuck. How long has he been celebrating for?
He's still going.
Look at this shit. That's what a champion looks like. Look at his face. Look at it. That belt means something to him. It means something to his country. That is a champion, Blackjack. That's what one look. That's the face that runs the place. Right there. The Maharaja, Hardbody, Mahal. Yes, he's no longer the #1 contender, Jinder, Maharaja, Hardbody, Mahal, all of that good stuff. What the fuck is Renee Young doing?
No. What the fuck is Pete Rosenberg doing? Is the great?
I was about to say, what is that next to her? But what the fuck is she, bro? She better not be mad. Why isn't she celebrating? She should be popping bottles.
No, she's happy. I think
she should be popping bottles. But now,
here's my thing. Listen,
there's a thing.
Listen. Love Renee Young. She got to go back to the short hair though.
All right. Let me take a look. I was looking. At
Also, why the fuck we got Pete Rosenberg here? Fuck Pete.
What does a Pete Rosenberg do?
It needs to go back to Hot 97 and blow the fucking Bella Twins so that he can get a WWE job again.
Oh man, I might have a headache. God damn, man. Whew. Bro, this is great. This is fucking great. This is a day of fucking celebration, and I can't fucking celebrate on my stream. Fucking ass.
What do you mean you can't celebrate on your stream?
My internet's off. That's why you're carrying right now.
Wait, your internet's off.
Yeah, that's why I haven't been reviewing anything.
Pay a bill, motherfucker.
Man, times is hard out here in these streets. Oh, fucking hell. All right. Well, where do we start, man? Because this show was right. It was and I know I say this a lot. I mean it tonight. We're not going long. Blackjack, we're not going long, Blackjack.
I mean, all right.
That means no half-hour reviews for each match.
I mean, no, that's fine. I don't want to go half hour with most of these matches anyway.
Fair enough. Is it fair to say that the most
I'm sorry. Can we just say that this is like the greatest title I've ever seen? Because normally whenever I go to cage side and like a championship changes,
look at the kid's face. I do see his face.
Yes.
Oh, the Justin Bieber looking kid. Oh my God. He really tried to know. You can't no sell Hardbody Mahal.
Like normally, like, all right, so I'll here's what I'll say.
Okay.
So I'm on the site right now. It's like Nakamura outlasts Ziggler in his main roster debut. Then the Usos retain the tag team titles at Backlash because the world isn't fair. Sami wins the big one, right?
Oh, God.
Here we go. After the main event, Jinder Mahal is WWE World Champion.
Why does it sound so somber?
It looks like that. That's the way they made this title. They made it look like a sentence rather than a title.
Yo. Yo. Oh my God. Oh fuck. I think I got a headache. Oh, what the fuck is wrong with me, bro? Like, all I can do is just think back to the night where I sat there and said that this guy should have beaten or at least gotten himself DQ'd against Finn Balor. I don't look so crazy now. I don't fucking look so crazy. I swear, there was a push there. Oh my God, this guy is a fucking champion now. Yeah. Holy shit. I was surprised Rusev didn't come out, though. I was looking for Rusev. I actually thought that Mahal would lose because of Rusev tonight. Oh, man. Okay, all right. Let's start. We haven't introduced anything. Blackjack, are you there? We haven't introduced you. This is Google Hangouts. I barely even know how this damn thing works, or remember how it works. Give us an introduction to this review.
Welcome to the review of WWE Backlash 2017 with Blackjack. You can follow me on Twitter at It's21Blackjack. You can follow Wyzatv or subscribe to his channel here. He's at Wyzatv now, I think is your Twitter handle. Whatever the fuck it is. You change it every fucking day.
I don't change anything.
Fuck you, you're lying. Here comes this WWE Backlash show.
Oh, man.
Oh, God. Just to quickly go over the pre-show, Aiden English and Ty Dillinger had a match. The important thing is Ty Dillinger won.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Aiden English was kind of hilarious, a little bit.
What the shit is that?
It's a guy. It used to be an NXT Tag Team Champion.
Oh, no, I was talking about that sound. Did you hear that sound? Did you hear that?
I know I didn't. That's coming from you dumb motherfucker.
Maybe, it was Discord. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So then we got to the show. Dolph Ziggler versus Shinsuke Nakamura, not Ziggler versus Nakamura. I mean, Nakamura is the guy, and Dolph Ziggler is not. It just, what upsets me?
This match, man. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you get your shit in, but this match to me, I'm just like,
You know what upsets me? There's two things that upset me about this whole feud and then this match in itself.
My fucking Twitter is on fire right now because of this Maharaja. This shit is fucking epic. Go ahead.
Here's my thing. They sold Nakamura this whole time as like, oh, he never did anything.
Mm-hmm.
Never did anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, are you kidding me? This is a two-time fucking NXT champion.
Well,
you want to sell him a little bit, maybe, considering that your previous.
I was about to say NXT doesn't matter on the main roster.
No.
They've been pushing it lately, so I can't say
No. Because here's your thing. Who is the first ever NXT champion?
Your first ever?
Yes, first ever.
Seth Rollins.
What did he do?
He wrestled. What do you mean?
No. What are his accomplishments? What has he done in WWE thus far?
Oh boy! All right, so I believe he was FCW champion, NXT champion. He was your WWE champion. He was a tag team champion. He led a very top faction and took out not only The Rock, Ryback, Undertaker. The list goes on and on and on.
Right.
Very decorated guy who is right now just absolute shit. But go ahead.
Absolutely, but he still has a lot of accomplishments and things that he's actually done on the main roster. Big E was champion next. What has he done in WWE?
All right, so he was the Intercontinental champion.
That
he
is
was
correct,
a tag team champion that went on to
No. Not only was he tag team champion, he then became the longest reigning.
How you say no? And I was in the middle of my monologue.
You ain't get that fast enough.
I was still talking. I was going to get into that. I was going to get into merch. I was going to get into how much they've expanded the whole. I was getting into all of that.
Fine, keep going.
He was a black guy. He was a successful black guy in WWE. We don't get too many of those, right? So yeah, decorated. He was treated very well.
We can skip over Bo Dallas because he's not a thing. Neville.
He's the king of the cruiserweights right now. Seemingly they were going to do absolute dick all with him, but now he's the king.
Yeah. He's had that cruiserweight title for fucking forever now.
Right.
Longest reigning cruiserweight champion right now.
Are you gonna go to the guy that beat him?
We can skip over that guy. Kevin
How about
Owens,
the guy that beat him? All right, Kevin Owens has held pretty much damn near every title.
Yeah, he has.
Damn near every title. That's ridiculous. Like, I don't think there's anybody that can say that guy isn't pushed to the moon.
Can we go to the guy who beat him?
Who beat?
Finn Balor.
Yeah, him. Okay. First Universal Champion. He
there you go. There you go.
Beat Roman Reigns his first night.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's pretty much where you can end it.
Not only did he beat him clean as a sheet. So beat Roman Reigns his first night, clean as a sheet. And
you know how we talked about all these other guys being champion. Then when it comes to Balor, he beat Roman Reigns.
Yeah, he beat Roman Reigns clean as a fucking sheet.
You beat Roman Reigns, you are the champion.
You are immediately champion. That's it.
Zach Attack, and he ate me with the quick donations. I don't know why it isn't even popping up on my phone. But Zach Attack says WWE champion, Jinder, Hardbody, Mahal appreciation night. I even did a live reaction video for the match. And he ate me, just screams out Jinder. I wish I was able to do a fucking live reaction to that match, man. I'm just fucking reacting like crazy. I'm screaming in Blackjack's ear. Didn't notice that I had my mic. So when I was telling him to go live, he didn't even hear me. So I apologize for that.
Yeah, that's his fault.
But let's continue.
Yeah, but so afterwards, Samoa
the guy
Joe,
that beat him was
Samoa Joe.
Who beat? No, Finn Balor beat him, and then Samoan. All right, so go.
No, Samoa Joe. No, it's Samoa Joe. You're right. It's Samoa Joe.
So where were you going with this?
My point is that why are you no-selling their NXT careers when it's clearly been shown that most people who are NXT champions go on to be very successful once they get to the main roster and even become the champion of the company?
Yeah, why is or hold some type of belts, and they hold it procedurally. Real quick, RBI says, thank you, Wyzatv, for ruining the WWE. This might be my fault. I mean, we did see a fucking carpet tonight, so this might be my fault.
It is your fault.
Go ahead.
But that's my thing. Why are we completely no-selling NXT as if it's just like this la-la land where like people just like, no, you're like, I can understand if Ziggler does it, but the commentary sells it like that too. It's just like, well, now he's in the big leagues. You know, he's never done anything over here in WWE. He fucking went through your NXT division, won the championship, lost it, won it back again by another guy who's on the main roster right now and is currently feuding in your main event in the main roster. Does anybody sell Samoa Joe as if like, oh, he's never been in the big leagues before? No, because the second he came up there, they sold him as a fucking threat.
Well, let me say this. This was all for Ziggler to get some type of heat, and it was also a way for them to keep Nakamura from not having to wrestle until the show, until this show.
And that's fine.
That's what they were aiming for.
Yeah, that's fine, but you don't have to completely no-sell his accomplishments. He's a two-time.
They're going to get into that. This was just for Ziggler's build.
I think that's a weird way to build up a guy who's been a two-time, the first ever two-time in it. No.
But it was only Ziggler that was doing this. Everybody else, like JBL, was sucking this guy's dick from the back.
Well, okay, maybe it's because I was really listening to the commentary commentary tonight, but.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the lead up into this show.
Okay.
Yeah, JBL was really on this guy's tip. Shit, so much that you would think he was the babyface commentator. Like, it was that much how much JBL was selling this guy. Selling him, selling his work, selling his entrance, selling his persona. Hell, even with Nakamura barely talking, he was selling his damn talking. JBL was the babyface with Nakamura. So when I heard JBL on, no, I'm talking about going from leading up into this.
Right.
Tonight, it was kind of weird because with Ziggler having the upper hand, JBL wasn't, he wasn't on his tip as much. So it was kind of weird for me listening to JBL tonight. But when Nakamura will get the upper hand, then he's back on his day. JBL's a weird dude.
Yeah. And then the thing that pissed me off was that this match was more of a showcase for Ziggler than it was for Nakamura.
That right there, excuse me, is where I was going to go with it as well. I tweeted I tweeted this match pretty much consists of Ziggler, and I'm okay with Ziggler carrying the match. The guy could work.
Hey, listen, I don't mind
okay
if Ziggler carries a match. That's fine. I don't mind if Ziggler gets his shit
Just
in.
not
That's fine.
tonight.
Yeah, he carried like 85% of this match.
It was Ziggler carry, Nakamura sell, Nakamura signature moves, a bunch of kick out at twos. That was the structure of this entire match.
Here's what I'll do. Just
because like we didn't even get Nakamura's work. We just got his signature moves.
Right. Here's what I'll do right now, because this is going to tie into something that I normally complain about. You know that thing that I complain about with John Cena and Roman Reigns? It just happened tonight with Shinsuke Nakamura, and is my biggest complaint about this match. Where they sell for fucking ever, they sell for fucking ever, they sell for fucking ever.
Every fucking thing.
Yeah, and this person hits you with every fucking thing. And then at the end, they finally figured out how to hit like a perfect combo and then pin you, and it's over.
Yeah, because he didn't really put much into it.
No.
In comparison. In all intents and purposes, this is a match that Ziggler should have won.
This is, yeah.
Ziggler would have won. It would have made sense for him to win.
Absolutely.
If you hear any static coming through, let me know, because my phone.
You're good right now. But it's just like it was just like the Tommy End debut match where he was going up against what's that Spanish boy's name who likes to drink a lot?
Cien Almas.
Yeah. When they had him with Almas.
Do you not like that guy?
I know. I love him.
That guy is fucking money.
Well,
when they get their head on straight about him, that guy's going to be money.
I want to get back to him a little later, but because he'll tie into something else. But like he has that match at first with Tommy End. Sorry, not Tommy End. He's now Aleister Black.
I actually prefer that name too, Aleister Black.
It's a great name. Aleister Black sits there and has to sell for fucking ever with like Almas. And even with Almas's gimmick, that makes no sense. But then afterwards, all of a sudden, I have to believe that he's this ass-kicking machine because he ends matches in like 30 seconds. But I'm like, why didn't you do that from day one? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You do it back. They're doing it backwards where they're not having him dominate up front. And instead, they're having him sit. It's just, I'm sorry. This match pissed me off. I'm glad Nakamura won because that's the right move. But the way they did this match was fucking bad.
It didn't. The reason why I'm upset with it, I'm not upset with the match. The match was fine.
The match was fine,
with the exception of Nakamura not getting his shit in. The problem I have with it is you built Nakamura. You built this pay-per-view almost promoting, like the main promotion was Nakamura.
Yeah.
You know, the music for the promotion of this was Nakamura. The poster for this, Nakamura. The bill for this, Nakamura. Everything was Nakamura. And they didn't showcase Nakamura.
You know what this match should have been? You ready for this?
Go.
And you're going to absolutely agree with me when I say this. This had the right build of it, but the match was completely wrong. This should have been Dana Brooke versus Asuka.
Yeah. Which was just a complete destruction. And I still say that was Dana Brooke's best match.
It was Dana Brooke's best match because Asuka knows what the fuck she's doing.
It was Dana Brooke's best match.
Yeah, and all she had to do was just hold on tight to Asuka. Asuka would carry it. Let her get her shit in once in a while. Yeah, let her get her shit in once in a while. But when it was time for Asuka to fucking shine, she fucking shined.
I expected for this match to just be Ziggler bumping feet, you know, get some shit in. Like, I saw he ate me said that maybe it was a match that Nakamura had to prove himself, so he worked from underneath because it was Ziggler. Like, the story of it was Ziggler saying that this guy is a nobody. He hasn't done anything, so he has to prove it to me. And I see that. I absolutely see that. Mm-hmm. But again, if you build the pay-per-view on the
around,
of somebody that's new to the roster, you gotta show why he's such a big deal. If you make him a big deal, you gotta show why he's a big deal. And I don't think that they accomplished that tonight.
No,
it's just my expectations were a bit different. I'm not gonna say they were higher because I think that was a good match, but again, for the type of build that it didn't deliver correctly in my eyes.
All right, you know what? I'll actually tie in Cien Almas here now.
All right, go, and then we're gonna move on.
Here's my thing. So it's the same thing here where you're talking about where Nakamura is supposed to be built up as that he's the big guy, and in this match you want to showcase that he's the big guy, and instead what happened is that fucking Ziggler dominates 85% of the match. It's the same thing with Almas, but a little different. The gimmick with Almas is that he parties all the time, right? And that's supposed to be a distraction from him wrestling. But when he gets in the ring, he's sitting here having a fantastic match. He just happens to lose in the end. He's having these 15-minute matches with anybody that he's going up against, and he's working really hard. He just happens to be on the wrong end of it.
Mm-hmm.
If the partying was actually supposed to affect him, shouldn't the matches be that he comes out during his entrance
and he's fucked up
and he's a little loopy and he loses in 2 minutes because he sits there and he's like not really paying attention, and he just goes back afterwards. It's just like, whatever, I'm just going to go back and drink because I'm signed with WWE. I'm good.
Well, they didn't. To be fair, they didn't say anything about drinking. It's more so partying. And
but he's partying. But right, but
he's got the hose. But here's another part another way that you could look at it. And you mentioned it, distraction. Because he's out partying so much and not really taking it seriously. That's the one thing that's not getting him over the hump, is that maybe if he did focus and pay attention, then he would not have made these missteps. Maybe he would win these 50-50 matches that he's having. And it's because he's not putting that last bit of oomph into it because it's distracting him.
But they got to sell that a lot more. You know what I mean? Because the way that it looks right now, it just looks like he is a very good wrestler who just happens to not be getting wins. Mm-hmm. Rather than this is a guy who is distracted by the fact that he just goes out and parties whether he wins or loses. Like the selling of it is just all backwards to me. Like I need something that deliberately shows me his partying is actually distracting him, rather than, they say that the party is distracting him, but then here he is executing perfect moves, being able to go ahead and, like do certain things a certain way and like seeming on point. But it just happens that Cassius Ohno like hulks out of a move, which, by the way, I did like that finish. You
said you did or did?
I liked it. Yeah, that finish.
Bro, that fucking match was amazing with him and
Ohno.
Hero.
Oh my god, amazing match. Yeah, and I
want to fucking talk about NXT. We did it last time we reviewed, and I was sitting there like I want to talk about NXT so bad.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take a day, just a day out, and just I'm gonna fucking do it one of these days. I need to. It's like it's fucking seeping out of me at this point on how good it is, and people. Like I look at my Discord and I'm talking about it, I'm trying to tell people how good it is, and some people are like, it fell. And I'm trying to convince them to come back. It's so fucking good.
I have mixed opinions, but we'll get to that to another day.
Yes, it's good.
Let's
not do it because we'll be on this shit forever.
Yeah,
let's
save it for the end because then we can talk about it then.
I ain't no win. I got to get back out in these streets. I got to make money.
All right, fine. Breezango versus the Usos for the tag team championships.
Yo, this match was so much better than it had any business being.
Oh yeah.
Listen.
Listen.
This is WWE at its finest right here.
We always said, what do I say about WWE? They cannot make baby faces. They absolutely fucking can't. They're really good at making heels, even to the point that they can't even get faces over. Tonight was the complete fucking opposite. Yeah. They made baby faces tonight. They fucking made them.
Yo, okay. Let's do this whole thing, right? Because with the whole fashion police thing, the law and order gimmick that they got going on, I was looking at this and I'm like, all right, I could see WWE having fun with this. I wasn't really expecting it to catch on because WWE, they'll do this and then they'll fall off on it a bit.
Whoa, look at the network right now. Oh my God, look at my boy Kevin Owens. Just like all up in my man Rosenberg. Oh my God, you should have seen it.
I'm looking at. He ripped up a list of something.
Yo, I thought he was gonna slap tuna in that man's ear.
Oh, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, he's all up in his ear.
I love Owens, man.
So anyway, keep going. And he made a list. So WWE, they'll come up with gimmicks like this for people, and then they'll fall back on them, right? So I wasn't really expecting much here.
Love
So when they come back to it and they have Tyler Breeze come out with the mop gimmick,
yo, I
looked at that and I was like, yeah. So I'm like, this hurts not only the match, but it hurts the Usos. Just looking at the entrance.
Nope.
Just looking at the entrance. I'm like because the Usos are getting hot right now. Their promos are fire.
That's
So
correct.
when they come out, I'm like, they're not going to treat this match with any respect. Fuck, I was tight.
No, I was the opposite.
And he gets in the ring and he has this fucking condom on his head. And he's wrestling as a janitor with the mop.
When
He tagged out and came back as Grandmama Breeze, I fucking lost it, bro. Like, I'm like, you know what? You got me. You fucking got me. Because not only did they come in with the gimmicks, he incorporated a different style. You know what? Fuck Finn Balor. Fuck Finn Balor. Because Tyler Breeze just pulled off 3 different people in one match and made all of them feel different.
Yeah.
Fuck that dude, Finn Balor, because he can't make a fucking demon persona and his regular persona feel different.
Yeah.
The only thing different is the paint. This right here is exactly what we've been saying for the past 2 years about Balor. Tyler Breeze just brought it to life. This is what we meant.
Yeah.
The fucker came in with 3 different personas, and each and every one of them felt different in this match. He came in as a janitor. He wrestled as a style, as a guy that's just cleaning up shit. He's using his mop to his advantage as a fucking janitor. Comes in as grandmama with a cane, wrestled like an old woman. Then he comes in again later on as Tyler Breeze and wrestled as Tyler Breeze. He did all of that in one fucking match. Finn Balor can't do that in 2 years.
Yeah.
And there's hardcores that are very on top of Finn Balor. They love Finn Balor. Bro, like, sometimes you just got to call a spade a spade. You got to admit what's true. The fucker he's not incorporating personalities into his gimmicks. And Tyler Breeze just did it in one match, 3 different characters. That is the thing that made this so special. And that right there is me looking at that when he came in and he wrestled. When he came out with the mop gimmick, I'm like, oh, this isn't going to be cool. But when he wrestled as the janitor, I said, oh, there's something here. Then he went out and came back as grandmama. I said, oh, they're fucking putting something here. They're really pushing. Like, this is a push. This is a real push right here for these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And Fandango as himself is getting over by association, and all he has to do is be himself.
Yeah.
It works. And the Usos, laughing it up, but still staying true to their character, they played a significant role in this as well. And all of it, every single bit of it works. By the way, people are in the chat saying that the link for the donations is weird and wonky, don't work. I switched it to a Streamlabs thing. Maybe that'll work. I don't fucking know. I don't know how any of this shit works. It's been a long time since I streamed. Blackjack, give me your thoughts on this match. This right here might have been match of the night for me.
And listen, when I saw him actually come out as a janitor, I was dying laughing. I was like, this is going to be amazing. Because here's the thing. The Usos have been this aggressive asshole tag team. And here are the baby faces just being like kind of goofy, doing this whole thing where they're going to take the fashion police. They're going to take down the Usos. They've got this. Oh, that's Jay walking and Jimmy walking. Like I was laughing the whole time because it's really funny. But when they get in the ring, they're still kind of serious and they actually win matches. And it just got over with me to a point where, like, when he came out as a janitor, I was like, all right, I want to see what they do with this. And here he was in the match, as a janitor with a broom. The broom wasn't beating Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso was sitting there getting beat by a broom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Because the first thing he went charging at him when he had his back turned in the corner, Tyler Breeze just steps out of the way. He puts the mop down. Uso goes to back up, trips over the broom. And it's like, or the mop, and it's like, dude, you're fucking taking this L to the broom right now.
Yes, like that.
But here's the thing: figure this shit out. Finn Balor needs to go and work with Tyler Breeze. So
yeah, it works perfectly because it's like the Usos are these serious, over-aggressive heels. So it works perfectly that these goofy little baby faces who are just sitting here and just happen to like luck into this spot, or all of a sudden like, hey, this is what got us here. Hey, we're here. Here are these super aggressive guys. Maybe like one-on-one, we can't, 2-on-2, we may not necessarily have like the best options available to beat them. Let's just try some little, let's use their aggressiveness against them. And it works.
These guys are baby faces, right? That's what clear. They are baby faces, right?
They're a little smuggy, but still they're baby faces. Absolutely.
I don't even think it's smug. I think they're 100% baby face.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because like they'll go to the back and they'll be like, You know, they'll have a picture of Shinsuke Nakamura and they'll be like, and it'll say like strong style, and they'll cross out the strong and just say no style. Because
that's part of the shtick, though.
That's part of the shtick, yeah. But they're baby faces, yes, absolutely.
Amazing. Just a good, entertaining, fun match to watch here. I loved every bit of it. And it was one of those things that grew on me, but not only did it grow on me, but it grew on me quick.
Yeah.
And this is your typical WWE match, but it worked because you just have fun watching it. And they did it from the outset. When a guy comes out with a condom on his head, you know, okay, don't take this as a serious match. But they had a serious match and
you can still buy into it. Yeah. Bruh, hold on. Time out. They got a broom over.
Yeah.
The broom became Mitch the Plant tonight.
When this fucker wrestled with the wig on, why was that wig not coming off his head? Bruh, that wig was not budging.
Bruh.
That was...
But when he came out as grandma, we got "Let's Go Grandma" chance though. I cannot be mad when a babyface is getting over. When a babyface is legitimately getting over, and when the Usos snapped that broom, and I thought Roman Reigns was in the building because I heard boo so loud I could have swear to God he was in there. When that's happening, the babyfaces are actually being babyfaces and they're being successful. I cannot be mad at Breezango. I now want them to win the titles. If they don't win the titles, I'm going to be sad.
Well, they don't need to win them anytime soon. The Usos are still hot right now.
They're still hot right now. It doesn't have to be soon, but I need them to win the titles.
Yeah, they could. We'll give them the chance to get some build.
I mean, SummerSlam's in like 3 months.
All right, slow your roll. Slow down.
Well, I'm sorry. Who else do you want them to win at SummerSlam?
I want the Usos to hold these titles.
They can hold them until SummerSlam.
That's like tomorrow. Let's move along.
I said
the next match.
All right, fine. Next match. Since you want to sell Grandma Breeze,
I'll sell them. But like,
by the way, I do want to say one more thing. We've known for a long time that Johnny Curtis, who Fandango, is so talented. And I remember I was listening to the Brian and Vinny show. And there was one point that Brian made that really kind of hammers in a point about WWE talent and WWE booking.
Okay.
Johnny Curtis has been such a talented guy who's been in that company for God knows how many years. How the fuck haven't they figured it out yet with him yet? How have they not figured it out with him yet?
Because they don't treat their mid-card with any respect.
Right, that's exactly it. It's all about...
He's a mid-card guy.
Yeah, it's all about...
Don't put anything into those guys.
Yeah, it's all about one guy, and we're just gonna sit here and just boost that one guy, and everybody else, whatever the fuck ever.
Here's the other thing that they do: instead of boosting real mid card guys to be real mid card guys, they take main event guys and put them in the mid card.
Yeah,
which now your actual mid card guys are treated like jokes and jobbers, where they should actually be the guys that make up the mid card, and those main event guys should be in the fucking main event. Not holding your fucking mid card title. Yeah,
it's the same thing. Like, you know, you
that's why you always get the same matches over and over in the fucking main event.
Yeah,
and rinse and repeat.
Yeah, I mean, look at who is in the mid card right now for WWE. You look on Raw, it's Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, because you know it's really Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman in the main event right now. Meanwhile, you've got Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe, Bray Wyatt. Really yeah, they're all in the main. They're all in the mid card. Miz and Ambrose are even under them.
Yeah.
And then you look at SmackDown, and it's like AJ Styles, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Corbin, who I thought at this point should be main event and still isn't.
I tweeted it earlier. Follow me on Twitter at Wyzatv, WYZANOW. I tweeted it earlier. Baron Corbin has been struck with the Dean Ambrose curse.
Yeah.
Ever since that fucking WrestleMania. Downhill.
Corbin
down fucking hill.
And here's what's gonna happen.
Anybody with Ambrose and they're not getting rubbed the right way.
Yep. And now all of a sudden, when Corbin finally wins a title, no one's gonna be behind him. It's the same thing that happened to Ambrose.
Because they cooled him off. The guy was hot. They cooled him off.
Yeah, I see, and we're gonna tie this in when we get to the main event. But anyway, Sami Zayn
should have been the night that he could have won that title, the world title.
Yeah, Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin.
All right, I was looking on Twitter. Let me quick plug to my own Twitter. I put out a review of the NXT Takeover Chicago video, but I put it out during the pay-per-view. So a lot of you guys probably don't even know about it. Just give it a listen when you can. It's actually a pretty long one. I think over an hour. Give it a listen when you get a shot. So I spent this match, because Tucker was there, I spent this match looking at YouTube comments. I don't give a single flying hell about Tucker. I really they can't get me invested in him.
I was hoping that you watched this match because I actually didn't care about it either.
Well,
it was just there. I heard things happened, and then I just
you checked out too.
I just didn't care. I saw the finish.
Okay.
I saw Sami Zayn's trunks, and I was like, "Oh, resist, desist, cool. I guess that's a thing." There was a point in which Corbin was yelling at Sami Zayn, like, stay down, when the crowd was like yelling, ole, 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 or whatever. I don't know. I just didn't care. Haluva kick, 1, 2, 3. The match is over. Carmella, Tamina, and Natalya versus Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Naomi. Did you watch this match?
If you want to skip this, we can skip this.
I literally did not care about this match.
We can move on here.
I watched Naomi's entrance, and that was about it. I saw Becky Lynch's hair.
We can move on.
Natalya did a sharpshooter and on Becky, and Becky tapped, which, God, why? Anyway, AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens, United States Championship.
Okay.
Don't tell me you skipped this one, because this one was actually pretty good.
No. Okay. So I got a story to tell.
Okay.
I did miss this. I went back and watched the second half.
Ah, you motherfucker.
No, I got it. Listen, it's a good story, Blackjack.
No, it's not.
My story might be better than this match, Blackjack. Listen, okay. Here's what happened. Because I did go back and I watched like the last half of this match.
Okay.
But here's okay. So the match was coming on, right?
Uh-huh.
And here's what I did. I'm looking at my phone, and here's what you don't know. I do the Sami Zayn. I do the Sami Zayn to bring in this extra money, right? I drive, right?
Okay.
So I'm looking at my map, and it's fucking red hot right now. And I'm like, oh man, do I stay here and continue to watch and make no money, or do I go out there and see if I can get one of these? So I got a request at like 2.7 times the fare. I said, you know what? Let me take this. If it's a good match, Twitter will blow up, and I'll ask what happened. So I get a request at a 2.7, and the person's name is Summer. So I go pick up Summer.
White girl.
Black girl. Jamaican girl.
Oh, okay.
In a white town. So I go to pick her up, and she comes to my car, and she's like, hey, I got some luggage. Could you pop the trunk? Yeah, sure. She's like, I also got these 2 Dean Ambrose. I shouldn't say Dean Ambrose. But she's like, I also got these plants. Can I bring them in your car? And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, fuck off. She was pretty good looking. In my mind, I'm like, fuck off. But like, I was like, how big are these plants? She's like, they're pretty big. I said, okay, so stand up and tell me, like, in relation to you, how tall are these plants, right? Mm-hmm. So she's like, you know, come up to like her chest. She points at her chest. So I said, I didn't even finish saying, all right. She left my door open and sprinted to the house to go get these big ass plants. Puts them in my car. I thought the other girl that was with her was coming, but she wasn't. I'm like, is she coming too? She's like, nah. Puts 2 plants in the car. She's like, I'll sit in the front with you. I'm like, well, come on in. So she's in there. She tells me that she's from Miami. She just moved up here. And then she just, like, as she's talking, she just kept saying, like, she's about this life. And I'm like, I hear you, but, like, I'm not in that mindset to try to go in, right? I'm not in that mindset. I'm just trying to get rid of you so I could get back to my house, or at least on my phone, watch the rest of this show. That's what's in my mind. But she just kept saying, because that Miami life. I don't know if you've heard any of my Miami. You know, I haven't told many of y'all my Miami stories. But like when I told her one, she quickly understood. She's like, yeah, you know, that's how I get down, like that. So we get to her house, which she just moved into, and she's like, I'm getting, like, I have this Gatorade bottle in my lap.
Oh boy.
Right. So she's getting out. She's like, and I was just moving the Gatorade bottle. She's like, so you want to help me with my plants? I'm like, you see me right here. I was moving this so I can get out and help you. Yeah. So I get out, I help her with the plants, and I bring it to her door. And I'm like, I'm gonna stop right here. I don't want to invade your territory all that much. And she's like, oh, you think I'm some white girl that's gonna call a rape on my driver? I'm like, hey, it's a lot of stories out there. I ain't that guy. She's like, oh no, you can come in if you want. Mind you, this is while the fucking AJ Styles match is happening, by the way. So I'm like, what do I do in this situation? Like, there's this match, and then she's inviting me in. She's talking about having drinks, and I'm like, but AJ Styles, though.
But this AJ Styles, you have the Dean Ambrose plants, and
so this girl is pretty much trying her best to bag me, and for the sake of not being public, I'll end the story there. But I did make it back, and I rewinded the match because I knew that there was going to be a whole bunch of fluff in between stuff in which I could watch the match. So I made it back in time to like watch the match a bit. So yeah, can I get a pass on missing the first half of this match and going back and watching the second half? Can I get a pass?
Only because you're broke, Wyzatv.
Oh, I'm terribly broke. But yeah, let's go. So yeah, so you could carry me in a bit of this match, but I saw once they took it to the outside, and I absolutely loved the way that they finished that match.
I mean, that's mostly.
Did I go knees? No,
that's mostly where.
I did not go knees. Go ahead.
That's where the important stuff happened. I mean, when we talk about this match, really, we should go to kind of the end of it anyway.
Okay, because everybody was saying like it was average, like they weren't really, And I kind of feel that way about Kevin. Yeah, I kind of feel that way about Kevin Owens' matches. Like he's really WWE-ized himself.
Headlocks, occasionally
why is it put over on the Cobra clutch? What the hell?
They'll do moves, and then Kevin Owens will go to the outside, and he'll escape, and just like, all right, no, we're gonna sit here and take some time, and then AJ Styles is obviously trying to encourage, like stop that shit and just throw in whatever offense he possibly can or whatever. But other than that, I mean, it was all right. But yeah, we can go to the end and jump there.
All right, cool. Because that's where I saw. I saw it as soon as they took it to the outside. Because like I just wanted to see the finish, and when I saw AJ Styles' leg caught up in the gimmick, I'm like, how did we get here? So I just kept going back until I got to where they got outside, and it was pretty good stuff there. You got a phenomenal forearm from the on the outside. AJ Styles setting up for the Styles Clash on the announce table. Kevin Owens manages to get down and sweep AJ's leg into the hole that was right there. I don't know if people really saw that, but when I was looking at it, I saw like the quick little sweep of the leg. So I was like, all right, pretty cool, pretty innovative there. And Kevin Owens kept looking at that ref, and he saw like there was a long count, or he saw that the count was pretty deep in. I think when he looked at the ref was like 7, or he was at 6 or 7. He looked at the ref, saw the count, looked at AJ, and just like, fuck that, I'm getting back in the ring. I don't care how I win. Gets back in the ring. AJ had pretty much given up at that point. He's like, there's no way I'm getting out.
Which, by the way, that's how heels should win a little bit more often.
Mm-hmm.
They should just be like, oh, shit, I just found this way to win. All right, bye.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
You're just going to stay there, yeah.
Heels are supposed to be the more creative guys because you have to find creative ways to win matches, not in a clean way. Whereas a babyface, all they gotta do is just beat you. Like that's it. It's simple. Heels gotta be creative with their stuff. And this was a creative finish. I like the finish.
I liked it because Kevin Owens kept striking the knee. If you go back to Tuesday, when now WWE champion Jinder Hardbody Mahal won his match against AJ Styles, it was because Kevin Owens came in and attacked the right knee of AJ Styles, and that was a big story of the match. They kept talking about it on a commentary. It's just like, right knee looks like it's holding up in the beginning here. We'll see how long it goes on throughout the entire match. By the way, if you did see the WWE UK special and the UK match at TakeOver, I fucking miss. I know the exact reason I miss Jim Ross now. When he talks in matches and he commentates, he talks about the match.
Right.
He pinpoints this move will do X, Y, and Z. or what effect this certain...
He lets you know how you should feel when you see something happen in the match. Like,
correct.
Here's what happens. Here's how it hurts you.
He
hypothesized,
and he hypothesizes so much, and he hypothesizes a little bit about like, well, if this happened, you know, he may be going to try to set up for X, Y, and Z or do whatever. He lets you know that. Like, I remember there was one point where he got into an exchange with McGinnis where he was just like, oh, you know, he's got this deep wrist lock in, and it's just like, you know, McGinnis is like, oh, it's a Kimura or whatever, and Jim Ross is just like, yeah, that's the Kimura. It's a wrist lock because that's what the fuck it is.
I ain't got time for your fancy names.
Yeah,
here's
okay.
what it is in layman's terms.
Yeah, it's a wrist lock. And it's still effective because it does this and can really, and I like that because that's what it should be. Simplify it for us. But anyway, they were selling the fact that, you know, the knee was a big factor in all of this. And sure enough, it turned out towards the end that, yeah, the more that they kept going in on that knee, or the more that Owens went on that knee, it had a big effect towards the ending, especially when he got to the outside and he threw, oh geez, there was a really nasty, did you see the suplex on the apron?
All right, what were we talking right? Which match?
Styles. Well, Styles, I think it was about the style. No. It wasn't
talking about the Styles and Owens match.
Yeah, where Styles went suplex, he suplexed Owens on the apron.
I did.
Jesus, it was nasty.
Because that's how we got to the outside, right?
Yeah. So Styles was about to go for a Styles Clash. He was about to do it to the floor and then got out of it. And then Styles tried to get him on the table for Styles Clash, got out of it, and then Styles' knee fell through. And I like that because essentially that's what you were selling the whole match, and that's the thing that held up AJ Styles, just a misstep. You know what I mean? I don't mind if a babyface just happens to fall to a misstep. It's when the babyface actually looks stupid by something that he could have prevented. This one isn't necessarily AJ Styles' fault. He was going to try to go ahead and do some damage to Kevin Owens to put him away with his finisher through a table. And instead, what ended up happening is that Kevin Owens got out of it. He just had an unfortunate step where his leg fell through the table, and he got caught in there and got counted out because the heel took advantage of the rules that are there in which he can keep his title. So I like that finish altogether. I think anybody complaining about it is making too big of a fuss. I thought it was a great finish and a way to keep AJ Styles protected from a pinfall, but still making
we couldn't in theory really have a clean finish here.
No.
Win. We couldn't have that from either one of these guys.
But it made the loss look legitimate. I mean, it's legit. Kevin Owens worked the knee, and
Owens had to keep I'm talking about the end result. Owens had to keep the belt.
Yeah,
but at the same time, you can't write off AJ yet.
No. And it happened in such a way that it also legitimizes Kevin Owens because he went after the knee the entire match. The knee was a play into how the finish happened. And because of a misstep that AJ Styles made, the knee came as a factor and it kept him held out of the ring long enough for Kevin Owens to hold the win. So overall, I thought the match was fine. It wasn't necessarily a barn burner by any stretch of the imagination, but still good match altogether. And I thought, the ending was perfect.
All right. I agree. Again, all I caught was the last half of that match when he took it to the outside, and I liked the last half of that match a lot. I can't say anything much about the match itself, so I can't really rate it. And after that, is that when we got to Hardbody Mahal?
No, Luke Harper versus Eric Rowan.
Oh, yeah, that happened too. Let me say this real quick, and then we can talk about this. Okay, Eric Rowan is a slow, lumbering, big McTall guy, right?
Who can occasionally do some athletic things, yes.
Right. The reason why guys like him and also Luke Harper aren't resonating with the crowd is because they wrestle like big, slow men.
Yes.
They need to pick up the pace. I'm looking at Eric Rowan climbing ropes and walking around. It's like, dude, hurry the fuck up. Hurry up. Like, you're ridiculous right now. Taking your time, and the match just started.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to believe that you're affected this much that you're just moving in slow mo? You're killing the crowd.
Remember that Miley Cyrus guy in NXT?
Miley Cyrus or
Yeah. Oh, fucking Brock
Dylan
Lesnar
Miley?
guy. Yeah, Dylan Miley, whatever his name is. Yeah.
Okay.
And like after that match, he just went and destroyed that fucking dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Just fucking destroyed him. Wasted no
Yeah,
fucking time.
like work that way. You're big guys. You're supposed to shit that you do supposed to hurt. It's
Remember
supposed
Brock-
to look like you really leveling shit. So start
Yeah.
leveling shit.
Remember Brock Lesnar and Goldberg? Remember when everybody thought that match was gonna
Level
fucking
shit.
suck? And they just went,
Yes.
they were like, nope, let's go 5 minutes. Let's just hit the shit out of each other and have a really good match. And it turned out to be arguably, you can definitely argue that it was probably the best match at WrestleMania, if
Yeah.
not the second best.
Yeah, you could make an argument for it. Yes, like you gotta you're climbing an uphill battle here because you're a big guy. You're not going to put on matches like the rest of the card. So you're working against the crowd in a sense because the crowd likes shit to be a little faster. So you got to find a happy medium here. You either got to pick up the pace or you got to hit a whole lot harder. There's simple ways to get guys like this over. We know what Luke Harper can do. So why isn't he doing it? He's a guy that can wrestle a very fast pace, but he's just not doing it. What is going on here? It's a match. It was a match that, again, for all intents and purposes, it was what it was. Was it bad? I wouldn't say it's bad. It was just so fucking slow that it takes you out of it. But I felt as though it could have been better.
Yeah.
That's all I have for that match. You?
No, that's exactly my thoughts.
Now, do we get to the main event?
Yep, we're there.
Then we go get the main event.
Go for it.
Bro. So, Jinder Mahal comes out as the number one contender, Jinder Hardbody Mahal, the Maharaja, and there's no carpet. From the start, I was a little disappointed that we didn't get the carpet because we had the backstage segment where these fuckers, the Singh brothers, came out with the carpet. Blackjack, the carpet, Blackjack.
That was a great cutscene.
Bro, if that shit started levitating, I probably would have killed myself. If that fucker would have flown in on the carpet, I don't know what I would have done. You would have never heard from me again. I would have been dead. I would have been pronounced dead. I would have completely lost it. What was your question? You say you had a question.
No, I didn't have a question. I just kind of wanted to comment. Because the second that they booked him as the babyface, I was like, yeah, he's gonna win.
Book 2 is the babyface.
Number one contender, Jinder Hardbody Mahal.
You mean
The
like
Maharaja.
the babyface of his country? Like what you mean? The babyface?
No. There was an obvious giveaway, and here's what happened.
Now you talking about tonight or
Tonight? Yeah.
Okay.
Here was the dead giveaway. So they're doing this match, and then just as it starts, Randy Orton takes out the two guys.
Oh, yeah.
The Singh brothers, and then completely goes and starts to destroy Jinder. And I was like, yeah, he's winning.
Because he attacked him. He attacked him when he had his back turned, and the match didn't start. And then he continued to pummel on the guy, and the match didn't start. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, this wasn't like Roderick Strong at NXT TakeOver where he did the smart thing and didn't come down the entrance ramp and took out the two guys. No, that motherfucker came down the entrance ramp and still decided, nope, match hasn't started yet. I'm going to pretend like I'm doing a front and then go ahead and attack them. And I was like, yep, Jinder's winning. It's happening.
So then you just had to just sit back and just wait and let it tell itself, right?
Yep.
So Randy Orton dominated the majority of this match, right? I would say probably about 80-20 here.
Yeah, something like that.
Now, with that being said, since Randy Orton is clearly, he has to be the guy to carry this match, I have a problem with Randy Orton. Because you're a veteran, you're a 13-time champion, you've been there fucking forever. You've been there since a long-ass time ago. You have to know if you're working with a guy that WWE is trying to establish as a credible threat an incredible guy, and you know that this guy is going to win the title, so he needs to be put over. He needs all the help that he could get, so you could change the perception that people have of him. You cannot, under any circumstances, have an Eric Rowan fucking match. Randy Orton should feel the crowd, which was really hot for Jinder tonight. The Let's Go Jinder sucks, like, for the majority of that match.
Bruh, by the way, let me
address for this guy.
Let me address that real quick. Never again. I never want to hear another complaint the other way around, where people are telling you, like, oh, the adults are sitting there, yelling at the kids, like, oh, Roman sucks, and the crowd, like they're being dicks to them or whatever. No, fuck you. It just happened the other way around. Accept the fact that there is a voice of dissent. If someone doesn't like a guy, why can't it just be that they legitimately do not like them, whether that it is the adults doing it or the kids doing it? Because it just happened the other way tonight. What's your defense now? And I just argued it, and someone was like, oh, so it's okay if the adults do it. No, that's not my point. My point is that you accept the fact that it happens one way or another. Accept the reaction for what it is. If that's the reaction they're getting, acknowledge both sides of it. Don't act as if one side is the fucking bad guy or anything of it, because then when it happens the other way, you look like a fucking hypocrite.
Just to be sure, I've been pretty consistent with what I've been saying on that whole thing, right?
Yeah, no, you have. It's not you.
Just to make sure, real quick before I continue on, got 2 more donations. Vinny the man with a significant $50 shot to me. Thank you. He says, Jinder, WWE champion, Hardbody Mahal, new name. It's lit. Congrats on calling it. Bro, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. I just see shit. Thank you, Vinny. And RBI says, I blame Wyzatv for ruining the WWE, for pushing the Jinder Mahal. No WWE have to... Wait, what? Oh, I guess he means no, we. No, we have to 3 months of Jinder. No, we. Oh, they fucking spaced out now. Now we have 3 months of Jinder Mahal being champ until Ruru comes out and beats his feet up with what? And beat his feet up with him on top of him going in the knees deep. Well, see, that's vintage RBI with his long ass paragraph. I see what he did there. Thank you, both of you guys. But this match. So what I'm getting at here is you're trying to establish this guy as, if you really want to do something with him in India, and you're trying to push him as a credible guy, you can't lose the crowd. Randy Orton wrestles matches that can lose the crowd in an instant because he wrestles so fucking slow.
Yes.
But he's also a guy that can be extremely athletic and can pick up the pace. You have to know, if you're working with a guy that was a jobber for years and people still aren't believing it, you can't give them a chance to lay off this match. You have to keep them in it. And if you know that he doesn't have the ability to do it, Randy Orton, as a veteran, has to do it. And he just does it. He wrestles the same fucking matches every time for over the past 6 or 7, 8 years.
Yeah. He has the opposite problem of the problem that I think Roman Reigns has, where Roman Reigns has 5 explosive moves, and then after that, it's done. Randy Orton has 5. He does have 5 explosive moves, and he does have the rest. The problem is, but like Roman Reigns goes full speed with his 5 moves. Randy Orton goes slow as shit, and he has the wrestling tools and everything, but he is slow into everything.
You know what? I think that's kind of part of the reason on why Randy Orton never made it to like that. Like, he's a top guy, but he never made it to like that larger than life thing. It's because he got really complacent. If you look at young Randy Orton, Golden Showers Randy Orton, that guy, if you said that back then in those years, if you said this guy right here is going to be the face of our company going forward, that guy would have been fucking money. He had everything. everything. His matches were great. His look, his feel, everything about him was great. And somewhere along the lines, he just became Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I just say all of that just to say this. You're trying to make Jinder credible. You know that he's not a guy that has the largest repertoire or the most experience being in that picture where the focus is on him now. So you don't know if you can shine that light on him yet. You have to carry. If you're going to carry a match, you have to feel that crowd, and you got to know when to turn it up, when to turn it down, when to let this guy shine. You got to know these things. And Randy Orton does know these things. He just don't give a fuck. Dive.
Dive. Okay. All right. I may have to sit here and disagree with Aleister Black for a second.
What did he say?
He just tweeted out, people are upset that the bad guy won. I'll leave this tweet at that.
Who's upset?
Aleister Black.
No, Aleister Black's upset. No, he said people are upset. I didn't know people were upset with that. But then again, that's my Twitter because people know I've been behind Hardbody Mahal here. I haven't looked at the rest of like people are hot.
Wait, but here's the thing is that people were replying back to him and going, I'm not mad. He deserved it. And then somebody else is like, wait, he was the bad guy? And then the next tweet, not me. The man who was supposed to win did the quote unquote bad guy.
People are actually, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, people are behind Hardbody Mahal. Yeah.
People are like, the quote unquote bad guy lost. Congrats to Jinder. I'm not, in my opinion, he's been treated like crap for 7 years, and they made him a jobber, and he finally has proven he is something. Not mad at all. Shock value entertainment. It is what is intriguing and keeps everybody talking. Come on, man. You know it's not that simple. But no man is truly evil. Not so sure if he deserves such title. I haven't seen anyone be mad. Jinder was the bad guy? Yeah, no. It's just so funny that he tweeted that, and everybody's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Let me say this, right? I understand some people's gripes about Mahal because the way that they're pushing him right now, if they were pushing him this way for the US title, then I think everybody would be on board. Let me finish. Because in a sense, they kind of gave him the Roman Reigns effect where we're just going to push right past that. And
no.
Let me finish because I don't mean like as the main guy. I don't mean like that. I'm talking about in the sense of how they skipped that mid-card part for Mahal.
Okay.
It's a gimmick that could work in the mid-card and it could also work on the main event scene. It could work in the upper the upper tier card, that shit. It could work either way, but being that it was a guy who was 3MB not too long ago, and fucking did he beat Jack Swagger? Did he lose to Jack? Yeah, he did beat Jack Swagger back then.
He beat Jack Swagger, yeah.
Losing to Tucker, then followed up by losing to Finn Balor. He's still seen as an enhancement guy, right? So then you just push him into this, and it's like, bam, title. I could understand why people would say I'm not buying it, and it's because he hasn't proven himself to get there. There's no build up. There's no build up. It's just bam, there it is, and there's your we're just building you for this one match. Okay. So I can understand people not buying in because it's like, you know, where'd you work up to get to this? Now I have to believe like this hot shot is going to work. I need to see more. I understand that. At the same time, hey, it's something different.
Here's my thing. I somewhat agree with you. I mostly disagree.
Okay.
I agree with you here that yes, it is very strange that a guy that you treated as a jobber now all of a sudden is WWE champion. Yes, that part is certainly weird, and I think that criticism is absolutely not only credible, but it is a valid point. You can't just go from jobber to WWE champion. That is very weird. I do not agree that this is the quote-unquote Roman effect, though, because here's the difference. I'll make a better comparison. I won't even say Roman Reigns. I'm going to say Ryback.
Well, tell me why. Tell me why you say that, because I want to know if we have the same understanding of what I was saying there.
Because you're saying like, because your thing is that like Roman didn't necessarily deserve it or anything like that.
I didn't say that.
But it's the idea of it. It's just like, you know, he got. But it's the idea that he got shot up to it too fast. But I think it's actually the opposite.
I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying I used Roman just to say like he skipped the mid card.
Oh, right. But that he skipped the mid card. But I don't think that's necessarily the problem with Roman either. Was that he skipped the mid card? I think it's that. Okay, so remember when Roman was really over when he could have almost won the Royal Rumble against Batista?
Yeah.
If they had just committed to that and shot him up as fast as they did Mahal here, I think he'd be fine right now.
I don't disagree. They didn't, because people actually did like him right there.
Yeah, they just didn't commit to it, and then they tried to push so hard that at some point he's going to be the guy, and then kept booking things that killed other people in the process that they started to hate him and resent him.
But then again, I think that they still probably would have been a little upset with Roman because that was still Daniel Bryan's time.
Right. Okay, that's a piece of it. But here's the other thing that I'm going to bring into it that's going to make this make a little bit more sense. Remember Ryback?
Okay. Oh my God.
Yeah. What if they committed to Ryback the way that they committed to Mahal right now?
God. They just fucking threw away money right there.
That's my point.
Oh my God.
Is that you had Ryback who essentially skipped the mid card. The money was there. People were ready for it, and they fucked it up and didn't commit. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Okay, right. So this one, they committed to it.
They committed to it, and I can't be mad at them. No,
I'm not either. And look at people, like people's reaction. People, they're getting the reaction that they wanted, I believe.
Right.
There's a large number of people that are buying it. There's reviewers out there who aren't too happy about it, but if you look at a amount of people, a lot of people are buying into it.
Yeah, because they committed to their push. That's the thing. They said, this is the guy that we're pushing, and within a month, they fucking pushed him. He is now WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
We can't ignore the fact that this guy went from nobody giving a single fuck about him to now, whether or not people agree with him winning the title, he's getting a reaction. He's getting, people are feeding into it. Looking at tonight, I don't want to put up a poll because it'd be skewed because it's my particular people that watch me.
No, I would still put it up. Because here's the thing. Remember before,
I just think it'd be biased because like a lot of, I've talked my people into liking Hardbody Mahal. I've talked them into it.
I don't care. No, because here's my thing. Remember before when we were talking about I can't remember what review it was, but I remember we were talking about something where it's like John Cena made a very valid point about when I think it was up against Seth Rollins. It was like when or even Daniel Bryan, because I think he brought it up twice when it's just like when we get in this ring, they're going to chant, "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks," and you're not what matters. I'm sorry. What happened in this match? There was no chant. No. What was the chant? "Let's go Jinder. Jinder sucks."
Bro,
the focus was on him.
Reaction. Like people say, like, again, I'm not talking about anybody in specific here, but there are going to be some people that think this way. Here's going to be the knock on that. They're going to say, well, we like people don't like him. Look at the reaction. Look, you're saying he's getting a reaction, but look at what you're saying. Gender sucks and blah blah blah.
Who cares?
Here's the thing that I don't want anyone to miss. The fucker went from getting no reaction to this entire match. The crowd is reacting to him. When he comes out, the crowd reacts to him. Yep. Whether it's they cheer for him or they boo him, he is a heel. He's supposed to get heat. You're not supposed to like him. And this is what I say about Roman. This is why I continue to say Roman is the most over guy in the company. If you don't like the guy, look at the fucking cruiserweights, you wouldn't fucking react. You would sit on your hands and not do anything. The fact that you are making any type of noise, WWE is going to keep putting whoever out there that's getting the reaction. You can look at anybody on the roster. If they're getting a reaction, they're getting some sort of push. Sami Zayn, that guy Tucker, he stopped getting reaction. Now, no one gives a fuck about him. They're not really pushing this guy.
I'll be a little fair to him. He beat Kevin Owens and they didn't do shit with him. They ain't doing goddamn thing. They made him.
They knew the money was in Owens. They knew that money was in Owens. You look at Tuck and they're like, there's no personality with this guy.
Here's the thing. I agree that there's more money in Owens, but they turned his personality, Zayn's personality,
into an annoying guy.
Into that he's an annoying fucking geek. So how the fuck do you expect him to get over?
Well, he wasn't getting over before that.
That's a little fair. A little fair.
He wasn't getting over before that. Like when he first came out against John Cena when Bret Hart introduced him, yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But then what cooled him off was he got hurt. And then he went back. He went down to NXT. He went back to NXT instead of WWE committing to him, like you say, and keeping him on the main roster. They put him back in NXT, and then they brought him back for the Rumble.
Time out. I'm scrolling back up. RBI did send you a super chat.
I was going to get to that as soon as we got finished talking about this match.
He sent you two. No. Because I see him in the chat. Yeah, he sent you $7. So
I ain't get to that one yet. I still got his 5 right here, and I'm gonna scroll down and see the other one. I was just going to let it finish. But since we on RBI right now, he says, why does Renee Young have baby teeth? And Phil beat Jinder Mahal clean. Phil is going to be bought for the Nakamura pants belt. Oh, the Nakamura pants. Okay. Yeah, fuck Phil. Push Tyler Breeze. And you said there was another one with a 7-piece?
No, $2. So together it's $7.
I don't see that one. Oh, I see. I had to scroll up for that.
Yeah, why did the Wyzatv have to ruin the WWE? We need Ruru.
Hey, you know what? I wonder if this was supposed to be for Ruru, or were they going to, before Ruru got hurt, or were they going to use Ruru to get Hardbody Mahal over?
Well, we're about to find out soon.
Yeah, because when they put them together, when Lana, when the 3 of them were together and they started scrapping, I'm not sure if that, again, that's where I first noticed that they were doing something with Mahal. They're not just going to stick you with Rusev for nothing. They're not going to do that. If they stick you with Rusev and they put time behind it, there's a push involved for both parties. Rusev is a guy that they use to get people over. Look at your Roman in the Reigns. So when they did that, I'm thinking like, man, they might be using him to just get Jinder over. But Ruru took, he took a bump. He got hurt. And then they just continued on with their push and they stayed committed to it. Mm-hmm. I do wonder what they're going to do with Rusev when he comes back, though. I do wonder. I'm still holding out hope that he's a guy that wins the title. This right here is one of the things where I'm just like, I really do want to wait and see, and I don't want to guess at what's going to happen. That's something I'm looking forward to.
Yeah,
it really is.
I mean,
thank you, RBI.
We still have Money in the Bank right around the corner too.
Say it again.
We still have Money in the Bank right around the corner too.
Speaking of Money in the Bank, who do you think's going to win that?
There's a lot of weird shit that could happen. What if New Day wins that shit?
Oh yeah, New Day does have to come back. Oh, yeah.
What if they come back and they're like, you know what, we're gonna let Breezango get their little shine on.
That is a way in which you could prolong New Day and also at the same time to get that heavy put. I could see New Day.
Some of the chat is saying like Baron Corbin possibly, maybe or Mojo Rawley, which I want no part of.
I'm kind of on the Corbin bandwagon, even though he's losing right now. I think that the losing probably plays a part into him winning the Money in the Bank briefcase.
That's usually how it always happens.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, are you losing? Great, we're gonna give you a shot at the WWE Championship.
Yeah, so I could see that happening, but I like the idea of New Day. What if the idea of New Day?
Time out. What if now WWE champion the Maharaja Jinder Hardbody Mahal goes to WrestleMania with the WWE Championship?
Okay, see, look.
Hey, listen, I'm saying,
bro, could you imagine if they have that long ass fucking ramp, right? And the carpet blackjack.
He finally gets the carpet entrance.
He finally gets the carpet. He gets maybe Oksana comes back.
Don't fucking laugh. Don't fucking laugh at it when now all of a sudden you want it,
bro. This shit is gonna be fucking great. The fucking grapes, the flying carpet. They stole my fucking. I booked this for Kenji and they give it to Mahal. I'm okay with that though.
No, time out.
I'm okay with that.
No.
What?
Hold on. Why did Kevin Owens kill Rosenberg like this on Twitter?
Oh, he didn't let it in, huh?
No, timeout. Hold on. No. We need to address this right now.
Well, let me go to the Twitter machine.
Hold on. I'm gonna read this one. So Rosenberg tweets out, at Fight Owens Fight, has every right to feel he's the best, but I simply wanted to say that he has to pin at AJ Styles to be better, in my opinion. Kevin Owens quotes his tweet and says, "Shut up. Nobody cares about your opinion. You can't even grow hair." I'm done. Nope. All right. That motherfucker can hold the title as long as he wants now.
Kevin Owens is so fucking silly. Because everything he says on Twitter, you can imagine his face behind it.
Yes.
You can absolutely imagine his face behind it. That's part of the thing that makes it great. Mahal, let's get back to it, because you know I really do wish that I could fucking celebrate here. I really do. How you feel that he's a champion?
It's surreal. I didn't think that.
It still hasn't really sank in yet,
Never
right?
in a million years did I think that would happen.
It's still kind of like, oh
If
man.
you told me 3 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, however fucking long 3MB was a thing, that Jinder Mahal was going to be a world heavyweight champion, I would laugh at you in your fucking face.
Bro, the motherfucker took Gronk's drink and just let it dribble down his chest.
That's when the push started. See, but he
fucking told you.
Here's the thing. I remember we were talking about I can't remember who else it was, but it was just like, this person was a jobber or whatever. You know, I can never see them being like a champion, and they were in championship matchups. Oh, that's who it was I was thinking of. CJ Parker was a jobber in fucking NXT, right? Never got a chance to do anything.
He's in the fucking main event picture in New Japan now.
Yeah, he's having legit Intercontinental Championship matches in fucking New Japan. He is in the main title picture. But guess what? Okay. But guess what? People don't actually get that chance to do it unless you give them the chance to actually prove that they can do it. You have to give them that opportunity. So you can laugh at the fact that Juice Robinson was once CJ Parker, but the second that he actually gets the chance to prove himself and actually be great, he will be great. Same thing with
change my Twitter name. It's a really good one. Go ahead.
Okay. Same thing with someone like Ty Dillinger. At some point, you have to give them a chance to actually prove that they're that good. Same thing with Tyler Breeze. You have to give them a chance, and Fandango. You have to give them a chance to actually prove that they're that good. And you can laugh at like what they were at some point. I mean, at some point, Shinsuke Nakamura wasn't shit either. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Shinsuke Nakamura was not always what he is today. The Usos were not what they were today.
If you look at Nakamura before he became this character that he is now, you wouldn't believe in a million years that when you see that Nakamura, you wouldn't believe that he is who he is now. You'd be there's no
pudgy, short-haired Nakamura. No.
Yeah. Yep. That was him, and that's the guy that took on Brock Lesnar.
Yes, that guy took on Brock Lesnar.
Not the Nakamura we have today. That other Nakamura is the one that took on Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
So there's that. So yeah, people grow and they become something else. And you know, I know it's kind of hard to give those people a chance when WWE is completely shat on them. But you know, sometimes you just gotta. I'm not telling you to like a guy, but see where it goes. Sometimes, you know, just see where it goes. Right now, I'm still like, oh shit, you know, like. Oh shit! But you know, I'm interested. You know, they have my interest.
Yeah.
You know, he's got to do more in the ring. I like when he gets his shit in. You know, he keeps it physical. You just got to see more. I'm not saying he's bad. I just want to see more from him going forward. And hopefully they keep him in the picture. You know, it's just something different, something fresh, something new. And at the same time, I like the character. I like his demeanor. I like what he's saying. I just like the character. So I hope they keep focused on it. Real quick, before we go, I want to give you a chance to talk about briefly, if you can, and you can spend a little time on the second half of it. Briefly, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, and the other one that, you know, if you want to spend some time on it, the DIY. Because I think I went about
good.
I think I went about 20 minutes on both of those things on my review.
Here's what I'm going to say shortly about this. The thing that makes these NXT events so damn good, I know that you tweeted something about this, but here's what makes it so damn good. All the matches are different sorts of wrestling matches. The wrestling is not the same. And I think that's what I enjoyed about this SmackDown pay-per-view too, was that the wrestling is not the same. What you saw in the Usos and Breezango match is not the same match that you saw when you watched AJ Styles and Kevin Owens, and it's not the same match that you saw when you watched the Orton and Mahal. It's not the same match. Granted, if those three matches were a little bit more WWE eyes, but you definitely were not watching the same match when you saw Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate that you would see in any like regular WWE or NXT match. Not at all. It was fighting spirit. It was a lot of holds, a lot of interesting, like Pete Dunne, like being a little sadistic in his submission holds and whatnot. And then
next to the face, just being a bully. It's a flat out bully.
Love Tyler Bate, just like the fighting spirit that he showed and all throughout it all. I mean, that's a small dude or whatever. But bro, I mean, I watched this match.
Why is that fucker only just turning 20? Why is he so good?
He's really like he turned into AJ Styles in the middle of that match.
He's been good.
He's been good. Yeah,
this is a very, very rare talent to be good, not only just in ring work, but psychology and just completely understanding the business.
Yeah,
completely understanding where he is, what stage he's on, what it is that he needs to do to get over. The guy just gets it, and he's way too young to get it like this.
Yeah, remember when we were talking about how WWE can't make baby faces? Well, nope. Here's a guy that knows how to make himself a baby face, and he didn't need a silly gimmick or anything like that. He just does it. I like his little thing with bop and bang. He raises up the right hand.
You know what? Right there. Because they're having a great match, right?
Yeah.
But when they get face to face on the mat and they start picking each other up, like they're getting up, but
they're throwing the punches,
and they just start throwing punches, and it gets to a point like, all right, we roll to the rope, throw a punch, come back, run to the rope, throw a punch. All right, now we get back in the middle of the ring. We're still socking it out. He catches Pete Dunne just a little bit off guard, raises his hand, and then catches him with the other. I'm like, oh my God. And it still wasn't over because Pete Dunne goes to the ropes, catches him with that fucking foot. I'm like, oh my God, these guys are fucking everything about it.
But we still need to talk about Tyler Bate turning into AJ Styles, though.
Oh, with the corkscrew 450?
The motherfucker hit a fucking spiral tap.
Well, AJ, he lands that one on his chest, though, and Tyler Bate landed it on his ass. That's why they called it I guess.
Oh shit! I forgot. We forgot we sold the fact that the Usos sat there and threw that fucking Tyler Breeze's dress on
JBL.
Yeah,
hit his ass in the face with a dress, and then the crowd is chanting "Fire Bradshaw."
Yep.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
Here's
RBI real quick. RBI says, he sent another super chat and he says, I need Usos wearing Jordan 1 and Curry 3s.
Oh, no.
Blackjack, would you wear Curry 3s?
No. Here's just one more thing I wanted to say. It may be actually two things, because somebody just reminded me of it. A phenomenal one said I would have loved to see Dunn versus Danielson. This is what that match actually reminded me of. This reminded me of CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan at Over the Limit.
Bryan and CM Punk?
Yes, but this is if the result went to Daniel Bryan. That's what this match reminded me of. I actually think that the Tyler Bate match against Pete Dunne was actually better, but it still reminded me of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch them both because I really thought that both of those were extremely good.
They were both.
Was it Over the Limit the one where AJ Lee was involved?
No.
Okay, it was the one before.
No, right? AJ Lee. This is the Over the Limit one was the finish where
the one before it.
No. Yeah, the one before it where it's the one before it where Daniel Bryan got him in the yes lock, and CM Punk was about to tap out, and then he like pins him, and then CM Punk taps out after he pins him.
Yeah. I would have to go back and watch them both side by side.
Watch them both side by side, and I think you'll understand where I'm coming from when I say that these two matches reminded me of each other. But I still think this one was better.
All right. So again, promotion for myself. I have a review of NXT Takeover on the channel. I've made it live during this pay-per-view in case you missed it. Let's talk a little bit about DIY briefly.
That ladder match was fucking insane.
It was, bro. Lie to me and tell me that ladder was padded.
Which one?
Bro, the one that hit Gargano in his fucking chin.
Yo, yeah. No, he was bleeding afterwards.
Was he? I didn't see any blood.
He did bleed, yeah. I think he had like a cut on his forehead.
How the fuck he get a cut on his forehead? That shit hit him up
because it smacked him in the face.
I have to call him like right up under the chin.
Nah,
like,
I think
right up under that lip.
He did have a cut afterwards. So I know it was legit, and he legit bled. Yeah.
Okay. That fucker was glossy.
The scary moment was those ladders were way too close to each other when they did that dive onto them, the double dive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were way too close because they both overshot.
Yeah, they tumbled like crazy on that.
They overshot the fuck out of that, and I was like, "Oh my god!" They looked like they damn near died.
But tell me why the turn. Tell me how that turn affected you.
That shit still got me. It
still got you, right?
It still got me because I was sitting here and I was like,
"Tell me why." Tell me if you can, because I told how the buildup from the time they had their very first match in NXT, how that very first match in NXT was important for that one moment.
Yes.
Tell me why this affected you.
It's still, well, I'll tell you how it still got me, because I was just like, they're going to do the same thing with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, where they're just going to wait. They're going to make it look like, the show's going to be over, and then they're going to turn. And for some reason, I still fucking fell for the shit.
The copyright graphic, bro.
The copyright graphic came up, and even the commentary was selling it like the show was over. And I was like, oh, maybe he's just going to turn on like next week. And I was like, I didn't turn it off, but I was just like, damn, all right, maybe they're not turning. And like, even when Gargano like whispered in his ear or whatever and was just talking to him, I still didn't think it was going to happen. And it happened. I was like, you son of a bitch, fuck you. Like, it's like, now, god damn it, like,
because I was out driving, I was like kind of popping on and off watching it on my phone, and I get on Twitter. What you say? You just said this heat though, and I'm like, what happened? And you didn't answer. I guess you wanted me to see it.
Yeah, but
Twitter answered it for me.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm like, oh, it turned. All right, cool. But when I saw it,
oh my god.
Even though now I'm watching because I know that it's gonna happen.
Well,
but even though I'm watching it and it still fucking hit me, because I watched from the beginning of the match where they showed the video packages and they showed a little bit of the history and how Ciampa was saying we don't even belong here. We weren't even supposed to be here. And they weren't, because they were brought in on no contracts and they were brought in just to be enhancement for a couple of matches, just like the Wolves were. They weren't supposed to fucking make it, but they made an impression and they stayed. They worked their way up and worked their way into title contention. There was plenty of times where Ciampa was supposed to turn on this guy and he didn't. You tie that into their real life relationship where Ciampa's the best man at this guy's wedding. They're roommates. They came up together. All of that into this moment right here. Oh, they fucking got me. Even though I knew it was coming, it's still, because you just remember all that they went through together, all the losses that they went through together. They just embrace, because they're a real tag team and they're really trying to make it work. Line and sinker, they got me. They fucking got me, even though I knew the outcome. It still fucking worked. That is a masterpiece heel turn.
Yeah.
Because, and another thing that sold me on it was just the fact of Gargano just staring into empty space and just emotionless as he's just brutalizing his best friend. There's nothing you can read there. Yeah. He's giving you nothing. And it's the psycho killer.
here's what else happened in that match that really helped that. The moment where the Authors of Pain were about to kill, they had like pretty much a free shot at Tommaso Ciampa, and instead Gargano came in and saved Ciampa and took the shot himself instead.
Yep, that right there set it up.
Yep.
Set it up.
And that was the moment where I was like, that motherfucker's going to turn, and man, fuck him. You know what I mean? I mean, there were legitimately fuck you Ciampa chants in that crowd that night, because that's how you fucking turn someone heel.
But I will say this, because at first they was doing the fuck you Ciampa chants. But then they started doing yes chants. And that's where the crowd loses me. Like, come on, give the guy his heat. He is working his ass off for this heat. And now you guys are being fucking, you're being smarties. You know, like that, like continue to give the heat, because it gives off the impression to the people watching at home that this guy, you should not like him. The moment the crowd starts to let up on that heat and give yes chants, that's when you lose the crowd at home. It's stuff like that. The crowd gotta keep giving them the heat. Keep giving them the heat. But if you just watch that shit in mute, it's perfect. It's fucking perfect. Just massive. Whoever put that shit together, that's how you do a heel turn.
I can't imagine WWE put that together. As a matter of fact, I think probably Tommaso Ciampa I
can see Regal having his hands on that.
Regal probably, yeah, but
he was a sinister motherfucker.
Yeah, but Ciampa and Gargano definitely probably had some say in this. Like,
there is another time that we saw a turn like this happen. Well, most people didn't. But this a similar turn happened like this with Kevin Steen and El Generico.
Yeah.
It was essentially almost the same type of turn. Yeah. Just on a bigger stage. Because those guys, again, best of friends. Mm-hmm. And they just kept fucking losing big matches until it became enough is enough. And Kevin Steen is ready to move on. And he has to take out his best friend to do it. And you know what fucking happened? He became the face of that fucking company in ROH when it happened.
Yep.
You take that, and now, right now, Tommaso Ciampa and Joey Gargano, the sky is the limit. Because if you watch them on the indies, you know what they can do. And in a sense, the tag team was actually holding them back. Even though they were so good as a tag team, they're better on their own. So you can do whatever you want with these guys. You can pair them up. You can split them up. They'll shine either way. But with Tommaso, they got to go full-blown psycho on this guy. They got to go full-blown psycho. Yeah, with Joey Gargano, he's in the perfect spot. Gargano's in the perfect spot. Sympathetic baby face. It's going to be fucking easy for him. Real easy. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. That heel turn was a stroke of genius.
Yep.
Because another thing, real quick, I want to say this. When they were doing the whole embracing thing, if you're watching this without thinking about a heel turn, you're thinking, oh, they're about to get called up. Because that's what they do. This is how when guys do what they do, they do the job on their way out. Whomever's in the ring, they give them the ring and they let them have their moment.
Nope.
This was set up like a move up situation.
Mm-hmm.
You got Ciampa pointing out there to the crowd. You got Gargano bowing to the crowd. They're legitimately making you think that, okay, they might be moving up.
Nope. Now it's time for their singles run and to start their progression in NXT.
NXT is extremely loaded, right? If those guys stay there, if they don't go to 205 Live or something, if they stay there with this, NXT might be overpopulated.
By the way, because I know somebody tweeted at me, I can't remember who did, and I was like, because Asuka tweeted a picture of her.
Let's really get NXT back on the map again. If you watch NXT has been getting themselves back on the map. Go ahead.
Half and half with you there, but we can talk about that at a later day.
Yeah.
Somebody tweeted me about Asuka because I saw Asuka was at SmackDown pay-per-view Backlash, and she tweeted a picture of her being there, and I was just like, Asuka, I need you to like jump in that ring and like just kill everybody, and that's a 6-woman tag match.
I'll be okay with that.
And I can't remember who did, but they tweeted at me afterwards. It's just like, oh, just like she killed off like the NXT women's division and like nobody was interested in it. I'm like, wait a minute, she's the draw. She's not killing the division. She is the draw in the division.
She is the division. And now that you're finally, because they went through a spell with that, maybe, you probably could have said this to them. Maybe you did. They went through a spell where all of those top girls got called up and you're there with fucking Liv Morgan and Peyton Royce and shit like that. Right? So,
okay, Liv Morgan, yeah. Peyton Royce, let's hold back on that one.
I don't really care for her.
I do. Her and Billie Kay, I think, actually.
Billie Kay fucking sucks. She's garbage. She is trash.
We're gonna have to fight about this one later. But okay, fine. Make your point.
Okay, my point to this is Asuka didn't have that top talent to work with, and when you had certain obstacles, they moved. You got Nia Jax, who wasn't supposed to be moved up yet, and you moved her up. They could have had a pretty good feud that would have went for it, but no, they just had a one-off match. Mickie James, you could have kept her down there for a little bit to work with Asuka some more. They had a really good match, and you just move her up. Anybody that had a name that was developed or that was an obstacle for a possible obstacle for Asuka that you could look at and say this person could possibly beat her, you move them up. So you got her working with girls that are not going to beat her.
Yeah.
So she ran through them as she should. But if you look at the women's tournament and you look at some of the names that are going to be in there, if you're familiar with them at all, that's where your draw is. Right, that right there is going to become Asuka's obstacle.
I'm still waiting for Io Shirai.
You have her because from what I read that she's agreed to join.
No, she's officially signed. Yeah,
there it is. So you have her. You got Candice LeRae, who's going to be in that tournament. You got Kimberly, who's going to be in that tournament.
No.
You think they're not going to put him in there?
No, they're going to be in there. The finals is going to be Asuka versus Io Shirai.
Oh, no. I'm just talking about the names that are like the quality of women that are going to be in this tournament.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's fair. Yes.
Io Shirai should definitely be the winner. Well, let me not say. Yeah, I'm going to say definitely. You know what? Let me not say definitely because I don't know if they want to go from one person that can't really cut an English promo to another one that's probably not going to be able to.
If she's going to be as awesome as she's going to be in this,
she's awesome, yeah. But like they've already had that for a long time, and it's kind of gone its course with Asuka, and now you're gonna have another woman that can't really talk in English.
Who cares? Oh, I don't give.
I don't care, but I'm just.
Blackjack,
WWE Blackjack. Yeah, you got to keep. It's not about what we give a fuck about.
Too bad. Be better than them.
It's what.
I'm sorry. Is it NXT or are we main roster?
It's still NXT. Yeah, sure.
We're in NXT. Who gives a shit? They're gonna be over. It doesn't matter if you can speak English, you speak fucking Japanese, you speak fucking Hindu, you speak.
But we just went a full year.
I just said Hindu
with that.
Punjabi, whatever the fuck.
We just. I'm saying this. The alternates.
Okay,
the alternates aren't bad. The other options aren't bad. When you have a Candice LeRae, that's not a bad option, Blackjack.
It's not. But listen,
it's not a bad option.
It's Io Shirai.
You could get the other girl. You could have Candice LeRae win this thing, have Candice LeRae beat Asuka, and then have the Io Shirai girl beat her later. But somewhere in there, you got to break up the fact that this champion isn't speaking English. Somewhere in there, we need somebody to change it up a little bit,
bruh.
We can get back to her, and we could get back to her. She could win it.
That could actually be your heat.
But honestly, I do think that Io is the one that should be. I do believe that from a sense of wrestling.
I think you do it the other way around. Is that you have Io Shirai win, and then you have the American girls or whoever can speak English chase and eventually beat them. So I don't mind if like someone like Kimberly or Ruby Riott or Candice LeRae beats them for the title afterwards. But I think right away, how the fuck do you put them over Io Shirai?
The only thing I'm getting at is breaking up what you all like. You don't go from what you have right now and put the belt on somebody else that's going to be the same as far as promotion.
Here's the problem, though. You're gonna ask them, because here's been the problem with the women there that are there now. Where's the character? What's the thing that's gonna sell them? Because I mean, in-ring style, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay aren't enough. Ember Moon, not enough. Ruby Riott, I think, can do it. I just think right now she's not completely there. Nikki Cross, I kind of like,
Ruby
but still,
Riott's actually pretty good. I like.
Yeah, I like her.
She's grown on me quick. I'm a huge Nikki Cross fan, even though her ring work
it's sloppy.
She's a brawler, but I went and I looked at her stuff on like Stardom and stuff like that. It's the same. That's her.
Yeah, it's who she is. But you just watch Asuka. I mean, granted, she's a little sloppy too at times. Because I look at that
reminder. Wyzatv said Charlotte was trash in NXT. Blackjack. I did that.
I don't remember you saying Charlotte was trash in NXT. If anything,
what do you remember me saying about Charlotte?
If anything, I was on the crusade that Charlotte was still pretty green in NXT.
And what was my argument with that?
I think that you actually liked Charlotte, and if I'm not mistaken, I was actually on the side of Charlotte.
We used to debate Charlotte versus Sasha.
And I said Sasha's a way better wrestler, and that Charlotte's still green. And I think you actually argued it the other way around. Now, granted, I still disagree with. I still don't think that Charlotte is a better wrestler than Sasha, but that when they've gotten up to the main roster, they've demoted Sasha to such a point that Charlotte now has gotten way better. And that Charlotte
kept getting better.
Right, because the thing is that Charlotte and NXT just completely relied on her athleticism to get her out of everything. Now, that still is the case that her athleticism outpowers almost everything else that she does. But I'm not stupid. She's definitely
mannerisms and personality and everything. She's now the complete wrestler.
Yeah, she's nowhere near as green anymore.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, I just had to sit because the first thing I see when I get back to my chat is reminder. Wyzatv said Charlotte was trash in NXT. I don't remember that. I don't remember saying that one. Real quick, check donations from the Walk 71. Let me see over here. I gotta look over here. Hey, Wyzatv and Blackjack. I was at both Takeover and Backlash, and I just want to say, Wyzatv, you are a genius for this Hardbody Mahal gimmick. I look at things differently. That's all I can say. Thank you, Mr. Walker. I just look at things differently, man. I just see him differently. Let's wrap up.
Number one contender, Jinder Hardbody Mahal, now WWE champion Maharaja Jinder Hardbody Mahal. That's all I gotta say.
Hold on, what's the name now that we gotta go with? Because he's no longer the number one contender. Say it again.
He is the Maharaja WWE champion Jinder Hardbody Mahal.
Yes.
Also, did you see Orton's face when he nearly killed the fucking Singh brother?
I gotta go back and watch.
No. I
gotta go back and see the face.
No. Are you on the thing?
I'm everywhere.
Are you on the gimmick?
I'm on everything.
Okay, hold on. No. I need your reaction to this because this shit is fucking hilarious.
All right.
Because I did forget to mention this about the match.
All right, let's see.
Bruh, the look on his face was fucking like when he nearly kills him. He's just like,
Now, before I look, what was the move? What move are we talking about here? Is this one where he launched dude over the table? Or
yes, and nearly fucking killed him?
Okay, let's see. I hit the play button. Waiting for it to come in. Here we go. Bro, he OD'd. So, he OD'd.
Orton's face is like, I killed him, but
bro, I could 100% see Randy Orton making that face in the Indies.
Like, oh shit, I killed him, but whatever.
Definitely whatever.
Yeah, this is like, yeah, I got shit. I got a match to wrestle.
It says feels kind of bad about it.
No, but that perfectly describes it.
He sold the fuck out of that shit.
He's just like, like I feel bad, but at the same time, I mean, I got this match.
I got shit to do.
I got money to make.
Bro,
bye.
He OD'd on his cell. He weighs next to nothing. That's the part of the reason. Shit. I was going to say something before we got out of here. I think I forgot what it was.
That motherfucker landed like dead on his head. Oh my God. Like I'm pausing it phrase, but oh shh.
Yeah, because you see his head, like even when he landed and he went over to like the chairs, his head popped again.
Yeah.
Oh
He
man,
damn near died tonight.
he should have said dive after he did it.
died.
Randy Orton should have dove in this match. Why the fuck not?
Yeah, I would have died laughing if he actually did a suicide dive in this match.
Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to remember what it was that I wanted to say in closing, and I can't fucking remember. And I know it's gonna be one of the things where, like, as soon as we end this thing, I'm gonna fucking remember what it was, and it's gonna suck.
Well, too bad for you. You got to make money.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. Let me see what. Let me look at the map, see what it looks like out there. Let me get off of this. Bro, real quick before we go. Supercard is actually kind of addicting.
Fuck you.
It kind of is. It got so many more modes in it now. They got me. They got me hooked. I mean, I'm free to play all the way. They ain't getting no money from me. I ain't got no money to give them.
Well, I mean, you go ahead and you do that with your YouTube gimmick.
Oh wait, what? What? I ain't YouTube.
Oh, you don't have a YouTube gimmick anymore? Or you just,
I don't know what you're talking about.
You just gonna no sell that? Okay, all right. Well,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I was saying you could just go on your channel and upload some YouTubes.
Of Supercard? Nah, I'll pass on that.
All right, well then shut the fuck up about it then. We all done?
You're in control.
Alrighty, I guess I am. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. It's Blackjack XXI Sports. That's
the
Blackjack
fucker has
XXI
been uploading like a madman. Go ahead, plug it again.
Blackjack XXI Sports. You can also follow me on Twitter at It's21Blackjack. Follow this asshole on Twitter at WyzatV. And I guess if you're already at this channel, go ahead and subscribe. By the way, password is the Maharaja Boys 2. So if you want to go ahead,
I remember what it was that I was going to say.
Hey. If you want to go ahead and hijack his channel, you now know his password. Go ahead, give it some tries, and hijack Wyza. Hashtag get it trending. Get it trending. Get it trending. Hashtag Wyza. Hijack Wyza.
There you go. Like I don't care about the channel. You can all have my password. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it. You can have it. You can change it, and now you'll have a channel with some subs on it. Password is Maharaja Boys 2. And here's what I was gonna say. If I make a Maharaja Boys shirt, would you wear it?
Sure.
I think I should make not a Harper. I gotta come up with something, but it's gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire. I'm so fucking mad because I wanted to have a Hardbody Mahal shirt for tonight, and then he wins, and then we celebrate, and I could push the fuck out of it. God damn it! I was in the stream because now I'm getting upset. No, I fucking hate life.